and thanks for joining me, your sport pilot James Glory, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNTWOK, where we bring you exciting and latest sport updates across the world of sport every Tuesday. This week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday, starting from the world of tennis, where we have seen Carlos Alcaraz getting back to the top of the ATP ranking after being able to win the Monte Carlo over the weekend. He was able to defeat Mustoes in the finals of the Monte Carlo Masters, and therefore he is back to the top two at the ATP ranking, behind Jannik Sinner. Is an interesting one for us to see the young folks when we talk about Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz back at the top of the ATP ranking, and for the record purpose being able to win the Monte Carlo. This means that Carlos Alcaraz is the first Spanish man to be able to win the Monte Carlo's Masters after Rafael Nadal did it in the year 2018. What an exciting talent we have in our hands from the Spanish side, where we talk about Carlos Alcaraz stepping into the shoes of Rafael Nadal, who has retired from the world of tennis, is giving a fight for the top of the ATP ranking just behind Jannik Sinner in the world of tennis, seeing this young fool occupying that position ahead of the most experienced ones in the world of tennis. We talk about Novak Djokovic, who is in the fifth position at the ATP ranking, one travel outing in the world of ATP and in the world of tennis at large, as we switch our attention to the world of Formula One, where we can't have enough of the McLarens this season in the world of Formula One. It appears to be their season in the world of Formula One already, as we saw Oscar Piastri, who was able to start his 50th race in the world of Formula One at the Bahrain Grand Prix. He started at the pole position at the Bahrain Grand Prix, as if that wasn't enough. It was written, and this is destiny for him, as he was able to win the Bahrain Grand Prix over the weekend. An interesting one for the McLaren driver. Also, as we saw Mercedes driver George Russell finishing second in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and in the third position was his teammate from the McLaren team, Lando Norris, finishing in the third position. Interesting outing for the McLaren already this season. They are at the top of the Constructors' Championship, followed closely by Mercedes after being able to overtake the Red Bull, as Max Verstappen couldn't make podium at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Quite a devastating outing for Max Verstappen already this season. It is the fourth race of the season, and the McLaren are dominating right now in the world of Formula One. Interesting one, as we saw the greatest of all time in the world of Formula One take nothing away from Lewis Hamilton. He was able to win the Driver of the Day award for the Ferraris. Interesting one already this season in the world of Formula One, as we switch our attention back to the world of football, one of the interesting competition and the sport in the world of football. We talk about the league. We talk about Barcelona occupying the first position in the Spanish La Liga after Barcelona were able to get a lead against Negales after the own goal helped them secure the maximum points, and they are currently occupying the third position in the Spanish La Liga this season. Real Madrid also were able to win over the weekend after Camavinga was able to score their only goal over the weekend, but we saw Kylian Mbappe shown a straight red in their match over the weekend, and this means that he will be missing the Spanish La Liga that will be taking place between them and Atletico Club next weekend. But before then, they have an interesting week ahead of them, as they'll be looking forward to bounce back against Arsenal Football Club, who were able to defeat them on home soil 3-0. Arsenal is going to the Santiago Bernabeu this week, and will they be able to seal the victory that they'll be needed to proceed to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League? But let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back, we continue from where we stop.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Welcome back, and continue from where we stopped talking about Arsenal Football Club doing so much damage to Real Madrid. We switch our attention to the Premier League, where we talk about the Champions League spots being tight already in the Premier League this season. Liverpool are up to win the Premier League this season, as they are currently occupying the top position comfortably in the Premier League this season. Arsenal Football Club, after being able to hold a draw against Brentford, are sitting in the second position, but Nottingham Forest continues to drop points as they were defeated by Everton. Everton has been something else under the appointment of David Moyes. David Moyes getting his way back to Everton this season has proven to be the difference for them, as they have continued to build on momentum. Currently, they are sitting ahead of Manchester United in the Premier League table, and they have been able to get a win against Nottingham Forest, who looks to be a formidable force at home this season, putting an end to their home victory in the world of football, particularly in the Premier League. Everton getting a win against Nottingham Forest, who sits in the third position, and we saw Manchester City getting back to the top four as they were able to defeat Crystal Palace over the weekend. Crystal Palace were able to score 2 goals for us in that particular encounter, where we thought Manchester City are up for it, and this means that they were able to turn it around, scoring 5 goals after being able to concede 2 at the beginning of the first half. Manchester City are currently at the 5th position this season in the Premier League. An interesting one over the weekend is Manchester United. Who should Manchester United blamed for their downfall this season? They have only been able to accumulate 38 points after being able to play 32 in the Premier League this season. A sad one for them, as they currently occupy the 14th position in the Premier League. They are just 3 points away from the relegation zone this season. Manchester United, with everything that they have, with Bruno Fernandes, they are currently occupying the 14th position in the Premier League. Quite a devastating one for them. Who is to be blamed? Should we blame Ruben Amorim? We need to start asking questions. What is the coach doing for Manchester United? He has suffered 10 defeats since taking charge of Manchester United. Do Manchester United need a striker like we all know? Should they sell oil on this season in the world of football? Is going to be a sad one for us to see Manchester United not participating in the Europa competition next season. Remember, they are still in the Europa League, where they'll be made to face Lyon, who played a draw against them at the France side over the weekend last week. But there will be a return leg of Manchester United against Lyon at Old Trafford on Thursday. Will they be able to win that one to keep their hope alive? Probably win the Europa League. But we talk about the UEFA Champions League that we'll be witnessing tonight. Barcelona are already 1 feet into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League after being able to defeat Borussia Dortmund 4-0. And right now they'll be pressing the return leg in the UEFA Champions League. Will PSG be able to seal it off against Aston Villa as they'll be traveling down to England? Remember, they were able to get a crucial win in England against Liverpool. Will they be able to do this to set up a potential semi-finals between them and Arsenal Football Club, as we'll be waiting for Real Madrid to perform some miracle tomorrow night in the World of Champions League? They are 3 goals down against Arsenal Football Club. Will they be able to put 4 past Arsenal Football Club to proceed to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League? It's going to be a difficult task for the almighty Real Madrid, even in the World of football at the Santiago Bernabeu. But this is the length at which we'll be going on this week's episode of Sport Vibe on DNTWOK. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles. Sport Vibe on DNTWOK. Remain a law-abiding citizen. Stay safe and stay out of trouble. Thank you.